Hello and welcome to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang. Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis here with me for episode number 4 of season 3 of Trout Talk. Thank you so much for coming along. If you're on Saga 960, if you're listening to the podcast, if you are watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Again, here with Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis, and Mikey K was in the building for the last preseason game. So we're going to be able to get a little bit of a better view of this team as we can talk to Mikey. I unfortunately wasn't there. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, before we get to anything, how are you doing, Mikey? How's it been going?
Good. Everything's been good. It's nice to get back into the arena, as you were saying there. So we had our first preseason broadcast against the Owen Sound Attack. But other than that, everything's great. I'm loving this baseball. I keep saying it. I'm really getting into the Blue Jays. I don't think I've ever gotten to the Blue Jays like this in a long, long time, right? Since 2015 or whatever it was. So man, what a game against Houston Astros last night. My goodness me. Oof, what a comeback. I thought they were finished, right? And then all of a sudden they came back and they just grind it out. They find ways to win. And it was awesome. And it's awesome to see. NFL season is week 1 is done. Cleveland Browns are 0-1. Nothing
Tough.
Yeah, their kicker.
Tough one.
Yeah, I would say. Did you watch any of it?
I did. I didn't watch any of it, but I saw the highlights of the
terrible,
ending.
Absolutely horrid. Kicker again. It's always something with this team. It's like they're cursed. I love them, but they're cursed. So he misses a field goal and he misses an extra point. Browns lose by 1, and they played really well against Cincinnati, against Joe Burrow. Man,
Yeah,
Flacco played well. Defense was really good. I mean, it's just the kicker. It's always something. It's always something. So
something always pops up. You were saying about the Blue Jays finding ways to win. Sometimes the Browns they find a way to lose. That's
that was good. Yes, they do. They find they find ways to lose, and it's painful.
Yeah.
But I'm used to it.
Well,
I'm used to it.
That's fair. That's fair. When you support those kind of teams, like myself with the Leafs, it's kind of how it goes. It's
You support those kind of teams, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You support teams that lose all the time, yeah. Well,
yeah, right. And
anyway.
even Buffalo for a long time lost all the time. So now they're good, but there was some definitely some hard times in there. Buffalo was bad forever, man. They lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
Oh, you're talking about back then.
Oh,
At least they made it.
Dude, like the beginning of my life, they were horrendous. Like they had Peterman playing quarterback for parts of that.
Okay. Right. All right.
Yeah, they were really bad in the early parts of my football watching.
But they've always been competitive though.
Yeah. Well, they're competitive now. They look really good. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. The Baltimore game on Sunday night.
They sure did.
But the Blue Jays, that's kind of that's something that I've been obviously locked into all season, being a big baseball guy, and it's been exciting to see for sure. Like you said, kind of back to those 2015-16 feels. It kind of feels the same way. Like it just seems like the team's never out of it. They are down 3-0. They don't have anything going offensively in that game. They were no hit through 5 innings. Springer hits a home run in the 6th. And then they just find a way to get it done late in the game.
And it's right.
And it's guys that you don't expect, like Kiner Falefa, who they just picked up off waivers, comes through. The backup catcher, Tyler Heineman, gets the hit. And then you got Guerrero, who's the big guy, and he's making great defensive plays. He's running out ground balls. He's playing hard. Like that's just what you want to see from a team that's competing. It's really exciting to watch. And you thought the Yankee series was maybe a little bit of a letdown because they lost 2 of 3 from New York, but they get right back on the horse and they win that one. So you know what? It's going to be really cool. 18 games left, so we'll see how it finishes out.
And Buck Martinez saying that the Yankees are not a good team. Did you see that?
I did. I was watching it when he said that, and I was like, "That's going to be all over social media. They're going to love that."
Well, he says Yankees are really not a good team at all. Can't run the bases. Wild pitches. I was like, whoa, Buck.
You know what?
They're going to put that in their dressing room or something.
You know what? They probably will, but you know what, Buck? I love the guy. I love how he just shoots from the hip. He doesn't care what anybody's going to say about it. He just says whatever he wants. And you know what? He's earned the right to do that. He's been around for a long time. He can say what he likes. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
Definitely.
definitely exciting times though in sports.
Hmm.
I think we talked about it last week, but baseball coming down to the wire, football starting up. You got the NHL season starting up here in a little bit.
Hmm.
Of course, the OHL season getting underway really soon. So
Hmm.
really the best time for sure for sports fans. And we can kind of get
Absolutely.
into the to the preseason that's been going on here with your Brampton Steelheads and the last game that they played against the Owen Sound Attack. Mikey K, you were in the building, so give us a little bit of a
Hmm.
rundown. What'd you see from that game? Obviously, a great game from Brampton, coming away with a 6-2 win.
Yeah, you know what? It was a great game. I'll tell you what I like the most is that we discussed this off air kind of thing, but I'll say it now, obviously. But Owen Sound had their A team out there. Everybody was dressed except Carter George. And now they had a pretty good backup in Tristan Bennett. This is the guy that's drafted by the New Jersey Devils. Big guys like 6'5", 6'6", my goodness, whatever, whatnot. But yeah, Steelheads won the game by the score of 6-2. Outshot them in that game, 35-29 in that game. Julian D'Amelio, this is a guy to keep your eyes on. I'm telling you, folks. He's down the middle. This is the guy that came up last year when all the injuries were happening, and he was one of those call ups. He had 5 points in that game, 2 goals and 3 assists, and he was a +3. I know what you're thinking, people. You're probably saying, oh, this is preseason. Preseason means nothing. I don't know. He kind of looked pretty good against the number one defensive pairings for against the Owen Sound attack. David Green, another guy, goal and 2 assists. Parker Von Richter, 2 assists. Getting on the board, Zabeski. Everybody looked really good. But what I was most and Gabe Sherratt looked really good. Everybody did. But what I was most impressed was the defense. As soon as Owen Sound was able to come into the zone, guys like Pierce Bowie, uh, like for example, he come into the zone. There's somebody right on him right away, taking him out. And it's the way they play the aggressive play in their own zone, and it, it's it's really good. It's really good. The breakout passes were really good in that game. Uh, the forecheck was really good, causing a lot of turnovers against that Owen Sound defense. It was just a really total team effort. And the goaltender Peter Schlabowski for the Steelheads was really good as well. I mean, he's a guy that's fighting for that backup spot with Luke Johnson, excuse me. And I think Schlabowski right now has got the upper hand, but boy, he looked really good against Owen Sound as well. So great game, really, really good game for the Steelheads. That was their third win of the preseason, so uh, looking good.
Yeah, definitely looking good. And I mean, as you said there, people are going to say that preseason doesn't matter. And yes, the results don't matter necessarily of the games. But like when you talk about somebody like Julian D'Amelio who's fighting to be on the team, like that, this matters to him and it
Right.
matters to the team. Like there's
Hmm.
definitely a stake in that. So that's big for him. A player that I want to kind of get your opinion on here in a moment before I just mentioned that the goaltending looks like it's in a really good spot through the preseason as well as you just said, with Bowen of course, and then Johnson and Schlabowski fighting for that second string job. It looks really strong. But a name that I want to ask you about is Stankoven because he gets in his
Hmm.
second game there. He scored 2 goals already in the preseason. What'd you see from him?
Really, really good. Nice. He's a great playmaker. This guy. He's gonna be drafted in the NHL if he has if he has a good year this year. The way he's been playing in the preseason, seems like he's already polished. Like he's got an NHL caliber shot. He had some really, really good chances on Tristan Bennett. He could have popped a hat trick easy too. NHL caliber shot. He works really, really hard. And he was him and Gabe Sherratt really got something going, those two. And the whole ever since they've been together. But he looks really good. He comes back on D as well. Like I really had a close eye on him. How much he gets back in that 200-foot
Yeah.
game. His 400-foot game is absolutely phenomenal. So look out for this guy. I'm telling you, folks, and he's going to be a guy worth price of admission for the Steelheads.
Right, and it's something that the Steelheads need, of course, like you said, with the playmaking ability, the shot. Like this is offense that the Steelheads, because of the players that they're losing, it's going to be huge to get out of these guys who are coming into the lineup. And as you said, if he gets a little bit going there with Sherratt, like maybe that could be something that
Hmm.
carries into it. It's good to see, as you've said, some of the chemistry kind of building here quickly because there's a lot of new guys on this team. So it's going to be big if they can build that fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And he played on a line with Sherrod and whatever. And Zabeski was really, really good in that game, and D'Amelio was good. Botno was good. But you could put Stankoven probably with anybody, and they'll probably shine. He's one of those type of guys you could tell. It seems like you guys really rally around him. So I really like this kid. I really like him. We'll see what happens. During the regular season, but I anticipate the regular season he's going to have a good one too. And I'm just sick and tired of people saying about preseason, oh, he does this in the preseason, he's not going to do this in the regular season. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He played against the A team. Played against the A team against the Owen Sound attack. And I saw people online and stuff, and I try to stay offline as much as possible because it makes me sick now to tell you the truth. But it's funny how the people say, oh, like I said, no, it's only preseason. Yeah, well, preseason matters. Preseason, these guys are fighting. And when they're playing against number one guys, that catches my eye. And that's what this guy did.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And like we said earlier, like for the players on the ice, the preseason does matter. And maybe the
Sure.
results of the games don't, but that part of it is definitely a big aspect of getting ready for the season. All right, we're going to take a break here. And when we come back, we will have our guest, one of the newest Steelheads, David Green, is going to be on the other side. So stick with us. You're listening to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang with Mikey K. Mike Karafilidis here, two broadcasters for the Brampton Steelheads. And now we'd like to welcome to the show first-year defenseman with the Brampton Steelheads, David Green. David, thank you so much for coming on the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, not a problem. You got a nice little background there. You got people that are watching on YouTube. You got the hockey stick. You look like you got a couple records there. What's going on back there?
Yeah, that's I don't know. Just it's really nice playing in Brampton, being able to live at home. So just in my house, and I mean, I got the Tiger Woods painting. That record is a record from school where I have some art on it, and then just my lacrosse photo from senior year.
Oh, nice.
Okay, got a lot
looking
of stuff
good.
going
Looking
on
really,
there.
really good back
really
there.
like
My
that.
goodness.
Really like that. How's it been? How's the training camp been going? Of course, your first time here with Brampton. Just sort of what's the feel been like in your first go around here?
It's been a grind, but it's been fun. We got a good group of guys. JR is an amazing coach, so it's been a real fun 2-3 weeks now, and yeah, I'm just sort of still looking forward to what's to come.
Playing with your brother Peter, that's coming, right?
Yeah,
So
I know that was it was good. We played one game against Barry that got cut short a little bit, but yeah, no, I'm really excited to be playing with him too. It really is like almost a once in a lifetime opportunity with that. Hopefully down the road maybe it can happen, but I am really pumped for that too.
Yeah, I mean, you say, of course, you got a preseason game, and there were a couple of them. One game playing together as a D pair, like you said, maybe got cut short a little bit. But have you kind of allowed yourself to kind of picture what that's going to be like opening night? Both of you guys get to skate out there and be on the same ice, I would presume, for the first time.
Yeah, no, I mean, you asked me a year ago, I wouldn't have thought this would be a possibility. Now it's sort of coming back into full swing. I think my parents are more excited than anyone, but yeah, no, opening night that'll be really fun. I think I don't know how many family members we're gonna have there, but I'm sure it'll be quite a few.
Dave, you played with the Green Bay Gamblers in the USHL before you came over. You were Sarnia Sting property, right? So,
Yeah.
talk about the United States Hockey League. What's the difference between United States Hockey League and the OHL in your mind?
Honestly, it's really just the top end guys. The USHL is an amazing league. I loved my time in Green Bay. The coaches there were amazing. They really developed me into the player I am right now. They, especially defensively, we were really defense specific for a lot of stuff, which might surprise a lot of people. I think they think the USHL with American hockey is more goal scoring, whatever. But I think it's a much tougher league to generate points in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great league. Honestly, there's some really good players, but I mean, playing in the OHL now, you're going to get those top end picks too, and it's going to be those top end guys that you're going to want to play against. That's going to make you better. So, I think that's really the big difference between the two.
And you'd spent 2 years in Junior A in the OJHL before you went to the USHL. What kind of went into that decision to make that jump and kind of make the change?
Yeah. So right after my minor midget year, it was with Sarnia. I was sort of unsure that year. what would happen. So I'm like, I'm going to go play in the OJ for a year and sort of figure out like where I want to go. And that turned out to me wanting to go to school. So I committed Division I in 2023 at the start of my second year. And then that was the year sort of my hockey took off, where I won the CJ Defenseman of the Year, OJ Defenseman of the Year. I think I was 1 point over a point a game, which was amazing. And I think you sort of outgrow the league by that time, and you got to make the jump to a better league. And at that time, the USHL was the best league to go play Division I hockey after. But now I think it's the O. So then I just make the jump back here.
Now, watching you play, I saw you play for the first time because that was our first broadcast on against the Owen Sound Attack. So you look really, really comfortable back there, man. Like, I mean, like you're skating around, you're hitting guys, you're leading the rush, you're coming back on the rush, whatever it is. You're a top-notch guy, so you probably got the NHL draft on your mind, right? Is that a little bit on your mind coming up?
Like it definitely is, but I don't like to put that much pressure on myself. Like I think I had that pressure on myself that year, and when it didn't happen, like it's just more fuel, honestly. And I would love to be drafted, obviously, but I'm more focused on like my team oriented stuff this year and what's going to make me a better hockey player in the future.
And we've done a lot of talking about the D-Corps coming into this year. And, there's a few new guys, including yourself, of course, your brother and Peter Green coming in, Parker Von Richter, returning player. There's a lot of guys that are returning, a lot of guys that are new. What have you kind of seen from this D-Corps here early on in training camp? And what do you think fans can expect?
I think we're going to have a really, really strong D-Corps once we have 2 guys out right now. But I think when everyone comes back, when Fibby comes back from his camp and Parker's back from his, I think we're going to have a really, really strong D-Corps, and then we just need Reed G and Nyman once they're healthy. I think we're going to be off and running with that. Like, I mean, it's a pretty solid top 6.
All right, so we want to get to know you a little bit. Dave, I saw you at the golf tournament, and you were jacked, and I thought this guy. I looking at you, I thought you were like 25 years old, to tell you the truth. Like, my goodness, like you were. I think I looked at Brendan. I go, holy Toledo. But anyway, so yeah. All right. So my question is, who do you? Obvious question. Maybe you probably got this before, but tell everybody who you model your game after.
I don't really answer it because it sort of changes every year. Honestly, like I try to pick out a player sort of every year that I like. It depends on the season they're having, and I try to watch them a lot. Last year it was, I love to watch Miro Heiskanen. He's just had some difficulty with injuries, but I mean, I try to model my game after him. Like his skating's incredible. Just the way his confidence with the puck is also amazing too. So watching him's a real treat. Same with Thomas Chabot, same thing. He's a little bit of injury trouble, but it's the same thing. Like their control at the blue line and sort of everywhere around the rink, and their poise is something I love watching and something I really try to model my game after.
And then when you first came on, we were talking about your background, and you had mentioned there that you have a lacrosse picture in there. So, of course, You being a lacrosse player, we had Angus McDonnell on the team last year, who was also a lacrosse player drafted in the NLL. We talked to him a lot about the transferable skills. What can you say about that and kind of the 2 sports?
I'll say I'm not as skilled as Angus was. I played long pole, so that didn't really take a lot of skill. It was more me slashing guys and hitting guys. So, yeah, like I had some skill there, but like it was just for high school lacrosse. It was fun, but also like you want to win. Like we had lost the same team 2 years in a row, beat them my senior year in the finals. But yeah, no, lacrosse it's really good, I think, for hockey. I think my brother played it too. He was really good at it because he started sort of when I started, but that's 3 years younger. So he was really good. And then, but obviously hockey's our sport, but I think it's very transferable with especially the running and the conditioning, and then just how aggressive you got to be as a long pole, because that's what we both played.
What's it called? The long bowl?
Long pole. So it's in field lacrosse. It's 3 attackers, 3 midfielders, and 3 long poles. They're like your defense. So you have it's a 6-foot stick on a field. So yeah, you could really whack guys with that thing.
You probably got a few good shots in there though.
Oh yeah, no, you come out of it with bruises, but I mean they're worth it.
Yeah, I could see that. But you probably come out with a lot of bruises, but I could see that looking at you, it probably has no effect on you.
Some hurt. Yeah.
One thing about field lacrosse that was always kind of crazy to me is that the goalies don't really wear that much equipment. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I mean, and guys can really shoot the ball too, and it's like you see it hit their shins, and you're like, God. Like, I took one off the shin, and I told my coach, I'm like, I'm never blocking a shot again. Like, that hurt so bad.
Wow. You know what? I've watched field lacrosse a couple times, but and that's it. But it looks, a lot of people are getting into it now. It's a really, really popular sport. Like, especially in the U.S., it's very, very popular, right? So,
yeah, it's really growing, which is good. And I mean, the U.S., like, they're far better than Canadian field is. Like, we have some exceptional players, but their teams are much, much better. Like, we would go down to the States and wouldn't really go great sometimes, but like, it's fun playing against some of those guys that are going Division I for that sport too, and sort of seeing where you like sort of match up against them is like, especially for me, is I know I'm going Division I later on in another sport, so it's like, oh, what can I do here?
Yeah, nice. Wow, that's amazing. That's just amazing. So you know what? You come to Brampton now, and you got a new assistant coach in Jake Wood. He works with you guys. Talk about Jake Wood right now. Tell me about Jake Wood. What he has taught you guys sorry, Matt Chirantano works with the defense. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt Chirantano works with you guys. So tell me about Matt Chirantano. What he's done for you so far.
Matt's been great. It's he's a lot more on me for like the sort of like D specific. It's just the little things. But I was fortunate enough. I was working with him in the summer too, once I got traded over. So that was good to start early with him. And he's been great. Like, it's just little things where you're like using your forehand more than your backhand a lot. Just making higher percentage plays. And that's been a real big thing, especially at the start of camp.
And staying on the coaches, when you first came on, you said that you've really liked what JR's, done here early on. Can you just kind of talk about that and why you think he is and is going to be such a great coach for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just look at his track record with players and sort of teams. Like, he's exceptional. Like, what he's done, I think we don't have like the flashy names with this team this year, but I think we're going to be a good team. Like, the way JR has been coaching us, the way he's been honest, the way we've been playing and buying into his structure, I think it's going to be real good.
And that's the key. That's the key. What he just said there, folks. Buy-in. That's the key. And you could have the most talented team in the world and not buy in. You could be out first round of the playoffs. Just saying. And I'm not mentioning any teams out there that are in the OHL. I'm not going to mention any. Brendan probably knows where I'm going with this one. We'll talk about that later on in the show. Dave's just kind of like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's just kind of looking at this.
Yeah, he's got to be focused on what's at hand.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, Dave, what are some of the things that David Green likes to do in the off season? Tell us what you like to do.
Well, I mean, typical hockey player, love golfing. That's a big thing with me. Me and my brother go as much as we can, and we're really fortunate. Both my grandmoms have a cottage, so
nice.
We're able to go to both. One's up in Collingwood on the Georgian Bay Club, which is, I think that's like, I played some good golf courses. It's still my favorite I've ever played. It's an unbelievable course there. And then my other grandmom's cottage is in Quebec and in the Laurentians, which is, it's a bit of a hike to get there, but we go up for like a week a year. We got some good friends up there, and it's awesome just to be on the lake, sort of relax for a week midsummer. And you don't really relax. Like, I'll still train a little bit up there, but it's nice to get away to cottages. And I run a lot during the summer too. So especially at those cottages, I'll go for long runs just to stay in shape. And that's just something I really enjoy as well.
And myself being a big golf guy, when anybody mentions that they play golf, I got to know, how is the game feeling this summer? Is it getting better? What is how did it feel? My golf game's tough. It's like, I cannot hit my driver. It doesn't work, but I could absolutely kill my forearm. So if I'm like playing well that day and I know I'm going to shoot well, like, I'll just put the driver away, take the 4-iron off the tee, as much as I feel like an idiot for doing it, but it works. The rest of my game's actually pretty solid. So, I mean, that helped me a lot this year, where I'm like, yeah, I was just mature enough to say, okay, I cannot hit my driver this round.
All right, so I'm going to circle back a little bit here. You talk about the team. But before you get to that, I'm actually the other way around. I drive, and then after that, I throw the club away.
Yeah, Mikey loves the driver, and then he's out.
And then that's it.
Once that's gone.
I just sit down in the cart and go ahead.
Yeah.
Because I can't. But anyway, when you came to the team, who you've been closest with, and who's been teaching you kind of like around the ropes and whatnot?
It's actually been real nice for me because I played with PVR during my
Right.
minor midget year, and then also played with Botno was on that team too. So we were already buddies, and then think sort of grow stronger once you get here. And PVR sort of taught me like the way a lot of stuff around the rank, like practices and such. But like honestly, we got a good like group of guys. Like I think close with a lot of guys on the team. Zabeski. Reed G just got back, so he was around during camp, and now he's back, so that's good. And yeah, just sort of trying to get close with everyone because I think that's a big thing. Is you want to have a tight team, and that builds a winning team, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And there's always a lot of talk with this team about the culture of it and how everybody's really close. And you being one of the newer players, why do you think that is? Like, do you kind of have a different feel in this room as you have in other ones? Like, just why do you think that the culture is such a tight knit group in there?
I don't know. That's sort of hard to explain. I think it's just the guys on this team. Like they sort of bought in, like you say it again, buy in. Like we just sort of want to be a good team, and guys want to be close with each other. So I think that's again, it builds a winning team when guys are tight. Like you want to win for each other, and yeah, like we're doing stuff away from the rink too, just trying to get closer as well. And that's really big, especially at the start of the year when you don't see that as many times. You'll see often like just like small groups will go. But yeah, like I think especially with us, like especially it's really spread out honestly because we only have about 5 or 6 older guys.
Mhm.
So we got to especially be there for the younger guys, make sure they're coming into the league ready too.
Mhm. So, what do you explain your game? What do you bring to the Steelheads?
Just I'd say just the typical, very, very dialed in two-way defenseman. Very good offensively, makes smart plays, smart reads, but then defensively shuts plays down, is able, very physical. Yeah, makes the great first pass and can join the rush whenever.
I
And
can see that.
over the
Yeah.
off season, what's kind of been one area maybe that you've been looking at kind of improving going into this next year?
I think over the offseason was big my agility, like moving side to side, evasive stuff. I think that was really big for me. Is the USHL taught me a lot about that because everyone there can move like that, and I'm big coming from Canada. Like I was more straight line, like heavy. And then over that year, I started working my agility, and I continued that into the summer. So yeah, that was a really big thing for me this summer, and I think that's something that's grown a ton as well.
All right, Dave. Here comes $1 million question. How much can you bench press?
I don't usually bench just because I don't like my shoulders. I did 225 in the summer with some buddies just for fun. But that's not I generally use dumbbells, so I'll use like 90s or 95-pound dumbbells when I do it.
Wow.
But yeah, that's just better for shoulders. But I did put up 225 just to have my ego lifted a little.
Nice.
Oh, of course. You always got
Very
to
good.
get the ego lift in.
Yeah,
That's
Of
something
course.
that,
Hey, yeah.
now and then. 100%. Last thing from me, you had mentioned at the beginning of this saying about your parents, probably going to be the most excited when you and your brother get to play. I mean, just talk about them. Obviously, it's difficult. You had 2 kids playing high level hockey. Obviously, a lot of running around. So just what they've meant to you in you and your brother's hockey career.
Oh, I mean, they've been amazing. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine what we've put them through, and they've been there for us like every step of the way, whether it's like a bad injury or when things are going tough, like they're always there for you. And they're also running us around everywhere. So they've been incredible. And I think this year will be really fun for them to sort of see everything sort of come together almost where we're playing in the same rink. Yeah, I think it's really special what they've done for me and Pete. And yeah, I just like nothing but kind words for them. They've been awesome.
Has anybody ever told you about the arenas yet? Last thing for me, because the first regular season game is in Peterborough with the square corners. Looking forward to that.
I've heard a
You
little
must be
bit.
looking
I've heard a
forward to
little
that,
bit
right?
of it. I've heard a lot of mixed things about a lot of the ranks in the league, but especially Peterborough. Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah,
man,
it's like a complete
that
right
arena.
angle. Yeah, no
Yeah.
curve whatsoever. It's
like the worst broadcast position too, I have to say, in the league. You're like right on top of the crowd, and if you say something, they turn around and look at you. Well, you'll see. when I you'll see how
But
close I am to the crowd. But anyway,
but
yeah.
great crowds in
Great crowds.
Peterborough
Oh
too.
no, hey,
Yes.
great crowds. Just the arena, the square corners. It drives me crazy. You don't know where that puck's going. It just boom, 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 boom. It comes out in front. It comes out behind the net. It'll hit the boards. It'll come right out to center. It's like, what's going on here? But anyway, so yeah, so
Yeah.
you get used
Hey.
to that.
Yeah. It'll
Yep.
be a interesting experience to start things out. David, thank you so much for coming on. Really
Yeah,
appreciate this. Nice to meet you, and we will see you around the rink. Good luck the rest of training camp, and good luck to start the season.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. It was great
thanks,
talking to
Dave.
you. Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
No
Thank you
problem.
very much. All right. That was David Green, one of the newest defensemen, newest players for the Brampton Steelheads. We'll be
Impressive.
right back after this to break it all down. I'm Brendan Lang. That's Mikey K. Thank you so much for coming along. Again, we'll be right back here on Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang alongside Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis. And Mikey, we just got to talk to one of the newest Steelheads, David Green.
Wow.
Really great opportunity to speak with him. And usually near the beginning of the year, we get guys on who have been on the team before, but I think this was really good that we could get one of the new players on and just kind of get the feelings, get the vibes around the team early. And it was really great to talk to David.
Yeah, you could tell he's all business. He's all business, and I like the way he talked about his game. You know, good too. He can join the rush and whatnot. He could come back. About he plays great defensively, but he can join the rush as well. He did that so well against Owen Sound. He had a goal and 2 assists. Right, he was
Yeah.
number 2 star in that game, and his shot from the point, it was a beautiful shot by that big monster of a goalie, Tristan Bennett. It was really really good, but. Yeah, really mature, really impressed with this guy. You could tell he's going to be a huge physical presence back there on defense. Very smart, you could tell. Looking forward to watching him during the season. Man, he's mature. This is a good thing. I mean, he said too. You know, we got about 5 or 6 older guys, and there's a mix in this team. You know, with the older guys, some middle age. Well, you call it the middle age, 18-year-olds, and you have the 17, 16-year-olds. And he mentioned too, he goes, you know what? This team's going to be really good. This team's going to be good this year and whatnot. And we don't have the sexy names as we had last year, but watch out for us. And I like that. They're confident, and it's a team game, as he said. So, and they're buying in, and that's a key thing. What he said too, and he's not the only one that said that.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a common theme of everybody that we've talked to, whether it was at the golf tournament, James Richmond, Gabe, now David Green. Everybody said kind of the same thing, where it's like, we don't have the big names, like we don't have the sexy names, but that doesn't matter. Like, that's not going to be what's
Right.
defining this team. It's about buying in. It's playing within the system, playing physical. He talked about that. He likes to play with a physical presence. That's, I think, what this identity of this team is. And I know we've said it before, but James Richmond teams that don't necessarily have those big names have usually fared pretty well. So
Mhm.
it's definitely something that I know we're looking forward to, and it seems like all the players and the staff are looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it was really really good to see them like for the first time in person. Like I said against the one sound, but yeah, it just seems like they're really buying in so far, and they're really playing hard, like in the
Yeah.
defensive zone. I was so impressed with David Green, the way he played defensively, and I was too bad we didn't get to see Peter that game because he was kind of on the mend from a little bit of an injury, but did talk to Peter before the game. He said he was going to be just fine, just resting.
Good.
So, but yeah, that he mentioned the defensive core. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
really good. They're missing Reed Gee and Zach Nyman. Jakob Fibiger is in Seattle camp right now. He'll be back when he comes back. He should be back at least.
Yep.
And Parker Von Richter's actually gone to Edmonton camp. We forgot to mention that too as well.
Yes.
So they're going to be down some defensemen maybe in the beginning of the year to start the season, but they still have that. I still think they have some guys that could step in and do the job, as in Jared Harding. I'm going to talk about
Yeah.
him. He played really well back there on defense against Owen Sound. Another guy that Zach and I were really, really impressed with was Sean Matthew Goyette. That's David Goyette's brother, who played really well on the back end. So you got those two. You got David Green, Peter Green. Uh, we'll see how long Parker Von Richter. I don't think they're going to be there for the first game. Maybe they will. he will be, but still, they got lots of defense back there. They'll be missing Gabe Sherrod up front, most likely. Maybe not. I know that Gabe was saying he'll be in that Tom Curvers tournament, and they play 2 games on a weekend, and so he doesn't know if he's going to stick around after that or whatnot, right? So he might be back in Brampton maybe for opening night. So that's September 18th. But the defensive core is good. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch this team. I'm telling you,
Me
they're going
too.
to turn a
Me
lot of
too.
heads this year. And in the polls, there's already people going around and saying, "Oh, Steelheads are this and that." No, they're not. You don't know anything, and that goes out to the people
Hey,
that are going to rank us in last. So
hey, I
we'll see.
mean,
Hey, Kitchener. To be fair, they're fine. Everybody decided their own opinion,
yeah.
but Kitchener last year, everybody picked them to be out of the playoffs. What happened? I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, they had a pretty good year.
Yeah,
But
I'd
hey,
say so.
the rankings don't mean anything though. Like it's
Nothing.
just,
That's my point.
and yeah, everybody's going to have an opinion on it. And really, it doesn't matter until the games are played, and whatever
That's
happens
right.
is going to happen. And that's really all. That's really all that you can look for. I agree that I'm excited to watch this team play though, just because I do think there's going to be a pretty strong buy-in, and everybody's going to work hard. And I feel like that's always the best when you can see that. So, you know what? Some of the moves in the offseason too made them stronger in different areas as well. Like Bowen coming in is a really big one, of course, with
Huge.
losing Gillespie and Ivan Kovic. To get a guy who has experience in there is big. Bringing in somebody like David Green, who, yes, he's a rookie technically, but like he's an older player, so it
He's
doesn't
not no
really
rookie.
feel. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not going to feel like he's a rookie when he's playing it. Sure, it's his first time in the OHL, but that
He's
doesn't
a
necessarily
beast.
mean. Yeah, exactly. So
Holy
you know what?
moly.
It's going to be an interesting season, and I'm definitely looking forward to it with these guys. And as you talked about the defensive depth too, yes, Reed Gee to start the season, he's going to be out. Zach Nyman, we know, is going to be out as well to start the season. But I feel like all the names that you had just listed there, Jared Harding, Sean Matthew Goyette, like I mean, all of these guys, there's a lot of depth there. Because remember last year we saw with all the injuries, we saw guys like Alexander come in, and Graham McCauley was the other
There
name
you
that
go.
played
Oh
some
yeah.
games, and they were both great. So it's good that you have this experience, and glad that you have this depth on the back end, because you know it's going to be needed at some point throughout the year.
That's a long season. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a long season. 68 game season, man. Plus playoffs, plus regular preseason, whatnot. You're gonna need everything you can get. And you know what? If you're a player and you're able to play all 68 games, that's
hard thing to
amazing.
do. Yeah,
It's very, very hard, right? So these things are going to happen, and you're going to have your injuries and whatnot. And yeah, those guys you mentioned from last year, with Alexander coming up and Graham McCauley. I mean, remember when those guys came up? We were like,
yeah.
"Whoa! Like, look at these guys, man!" I think they played against Brantford, and they just absolutely
I want to
dominated
say
them,
it was. Yeah.
right? And I think the Steelheads ended up losing in overtime in that game to the Brantford Bulldogs, Nick Lardis and company, right? So
Mm.
I'm just saying, and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was a team full of call ups, right? And the Steelheads totally dominate them. So it doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter if you got the most sexiest team ever. If you're not going to buy in, you ain't going to do nothing. And so that's just the way it is in any sport. It
100%.
could be like
Yeah.
that in football, soccer, baseball. I mean, look at the New York Yankees. They stink. Buck Martinez says they stink, right?
Right, but buy-in is definitely
Anyway,
a huge
yeah,
part
that's
of
my
it.
point.
A huge
Yeah.
part of it, 100%. All right, so two things we're going to do here before we wrap up the show. One, I want to get your pick for somebody who maybe will have a breakout season, maybe somebody who's kind of under the radar. We do, with a lot of new players, I guess there's a lot of choices that it could be, but
Mm,
who do you think kind of is going to have a breakout season in your opinion?
I'm going to say Kieran Wachowski. I think it's time. It's his time. Last year, he didn't get as much ice time maybe as he could have because of all the sexy players that were on the team and whatnot. This is his chance. This is his chance to step on the ice, to do his thing uh, to do his thing, and that's speed, hard work, hitting. He's got a great shot. He's got a real heavy shot. I've always said that. He's a great player. So this is going to be his time. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Kieran Wachowski, you heard it here.
Yeah, I love the pick. As you said, somebody who didn't really have a chance to move up the lineup as much last
Mhm.
year, he's going to get that opportunity this year. The skating ability has always been there with Kieran, so it's definitely a great pick. I am going to go with, I think I had asked Gabe Sherratt this, and I think he had said the same, but I'm going to go with Troy Patton. I think
Okay.
I really liked how he played as a rookie. Obviously didn't get into every game. There were times where there were stretches where he wasn't in the lineup, but this year I think he's going to have a much more regular role on this team, and they're looking for guys up the middle of the ice as well, and that's going to be a part where I think he can come in there. He always plays with a ton of energy, plays with physicality. Like, you look at him play last year, he didn't play like a rookie. Like, he was not scared. He didn't play
No.
small. I think he's definitely a guy who is just going to be stronger this year. The skating's going to be a touch better. I think he had really good puck skills last year. Like, he seems like he can handle the puck well. He can make plays, and I just think that's going to be highlighted even more another year. So I really am looking forward to what Troy Patton can bring this upcoming season.
Yeah, I like that pick too. You know what? He looked really good. That's another guy. I can't believe I didn't mention him. He looked really good against Owen Sound too. Driving to the net. He looks like he's got more confidence this year. And not to get me wrong, don't get me wrong. He had confidence last year. As you said, he wasn't scared. I mean, he take on the biggest player on the other team. He didn't care just to get the team going, right? That's the kind of guy he is, team guy. So yeah, look for him to have a big season. I like that pick as well. So hey, maybe Kieran Mikowski and Troy Patton, 2 breakout seasons. That'd be great, especially up front.
That would be huge. That would definitely be big. All right, last thing that I want to talk about here. See if, hopefully it's not announced by the time this comes out, but I want to talk a little bit about captaincy and kind of the leadership that we're going to see on this team this year. We talked with Gabe Sherratt about it, and we were saying, it doesn't necessarily mean if you don't have a letter, it doesn't mean you're not a leader. You can't lead. That's not the point of it. But I would just kind of like to get your sort of take. I feel like we did this last year before they announced it, and we were way off. We weren't even close. But
no, we were not.
but we can kind of go over it again of kind of who you think will be in those leadership roles.
Okay, well, you know what? The captaincy, Mason Zabeski, all the way. Mason Zabeski.
I think I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the way he conducts himself on and off the ice. What I saw at least on Friday, he's a leader. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger, and the way he talks, and when he talks about is taking the guys under his wing and stuff like that. Like, he's a leader. He's probably going to get the captaincy. As for the A's, do you want to go for the assistants too? All in
It's
one?
tough. It's tough to kind of mix it in there, but I mean,
Gabe Sherratt gets an A.
Yeah, like I was going to say, there's names that will be in the mix for sure.
Maybe
and
David
Gabe Sherratt, Parker Von Richter's name is going to be in the mix for sure. Like, I mean, just kind of trying to think, even maybe Kieran Witkowski, another guy who's been around the team for a little while now too. Like, this is his 3rd season now, I think, with the Steelheads. It's kind of crazy to think about, but yeah, like, I mean, McGregor Richmond has been around for a little while now too. So I mean, like, there are names in there. It's tough to kind of say who the assistant captains will be, just because there are so many leaders on the team and new players on the team as well. Like, I mean, last year we saw it. Spencer Sova was a new player. He had an A. Carson Rakoff was a new player. He had an A as well. I think I've got those 2 who are new that had letters. But yeah, David Green, and we just talked to him. Seems like he has those leadership qualities. Possibly could be him as well. There's definitely Justin Botno, an older guy too.
Justin Botno.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's D'Amelio too. He was around the team last year. Like, there's a lot of names that could go in there. Stankoven too, right? Exactly. So I mean, there's a lot of names. I just think with the captaincy, I'm with you on Mason Zabeski. Hopefully it's not announced by the time this comes out, because that would be
seems like that always happens, doesn't it?
But yeah, anyways, a lot of leaders on the team, and I do think that Mason Zabeski, we talked to him at the golf tournament as well, just seems like he kind of fits in that role extremely well. So definitely looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to the season. Last thing, Mikey, any life tips that you want to give? Fire them right now.
All right, here we go. All right, if you're watching a game and you're a parent, now I mentioned on it sometimes, I was on the last episode. If the third base coach never showed up to the game, I was the guy that third base coach, right? Okay, so there was a lot of parents that come and watch. Hey, you know what? You cheer your kid on, and you cheer the team on and whatnot. And these are only 6 and 7-year-olds, right? But it's funny how sometimes the parents think that their kids are going to be major league players, and that goes for any sport. Could be they're going to be they think they're going to be like NHL players, whatnot. And my point being, they scream a lot. They start saying some bad things to the umpires in the baseball. And you know who the umpires are, Brendan, in this league? You know how old
They're
they are?
much younger
How
than
much?
me. I'm going to say 16. That's
Yes,
going to be my guess.
lower.
Oh,
About
14.
14 to about
Yeah.
14 to 16, we'll say. Okay. Yeah, about 14 to 17. So they're yelling, at the umps, and it's just the kids don't know what to do, right? And they're just kind of like trying to ignore them and stuff that they say to the kids, like for example, like, "Hey, open your eyes." Okay, that's fine, and stuff like that. And there's been some other rude stuff that's been said. I don't want to say it on here, but point being, watch the game, cheer on the kids, right? These umpires are going to make mistakes. The referees are going to make mistakes in hockey. You're going to have your 14 to 17-year-old refs too, as well. There's 6 to 7-year-old kids that you're watching, right? Be positive. Don't be negative, because the kids are going to see this and then they're going to learn off of this. Or, they're sponges, which I'm trying to say. And
Mhm.
then maybe something else is, they're going to say what that parrot said or something or whatever, right? So my point is, watch the game, be positive, be a good parrot, be a good fan. Don't get on it 14 to 7-year-old umps. Be good.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I could not agree with you more. I don't have
Oh
any
yeah.
kids personally, but I obviously grew up playing sports, played baseball at a decent level, played hockey at a decent level. Nobody there was going pro.
Yeah.
But
It's like, come on. I know.
we knew nobody that I was playing with was going to be going pro. So it's like,
Mhm.
but there were still parents like that. Yes, yelling all the time, doing that kind of stuff. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it's fun to do, and that's what the kids want to do. They want to go out there, they want to play with their friends, they want to go play baseball, they want to play hockey, play football, whatever it is.
Exactly.
Just doesn't need to happen.
You
So
don't need it.
I
You
like it.
don't,
I like it. I like
don't
that
need it.
life tip a lot.
Yeah, don't need it. Don't need it. Like, it's funny, my son, what they look forward to after the game? The treats. When
Exactly.
everybody brings treats, the popsicles, the ice cream. That's what they look forward to, right? And they build sandcastles in the outfield, and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
6 and 7-year-old kids. Like,
Yeah.
come
No,
on,
I could
people.
not agree more. And even past that, not just 6 and 7, even when they get a little bit older, it's still the
Oh,
same message. Still the
oh,
same message.
oh yeah.
Still just like you said, these refs, umps, they're there to make a little bit of money. They're there to
That's
just
it.
for your kids
Yeah,
to play. They wouldn't be playing if there was no refs, no umps. So
they're making like
um
$50.
yeah. So you know
That's
what,
it. Yeah.
Mikey? Great life tip here
There
at
you
the end.
go.
I think it's a great way
My
to end things
pleasure.
off. Great
One of many.
things. Great way to end things off. Thank you very much for coming along here on Saga 960. Or if you're watching on YouTube, listening to the podcast, we thank you very much for tuning in any way that you are listening. Once again, for Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis, I'm Brendan Lang, and you're listening to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.